Hey guys, welcome to the Roundtables Trading Post Pack 1 Pick 1 series. This is a fun little way for me to put some stuff on the internet for you guys to see and participate in our Magic content here at the Trading Post / Roundtable. I'll give you guys an idea. So Roundtable is the actual establishment, which is where I am now. It is a board game cafe, and the Trading Post is our Magic wing, is our retail wing, where we sell board games and Magic cards. In the description of this video, they have a link there. You can go to our Crystal Commerce site. You can also go to our website. You can pick up various bits of Magic, pre-order for Ikoria and other things, and we can do curbside pickup. If you put an order through, we can get in touch with you. I can pull the order, get you some singles, keep you building your collections until it's time to rock and roll and play in person again, which should be crazy. So I'm going to, I just did a Pack 1 Pick 1 series. The previous video was Modern Masters 2013. This is the next one in this series I'm going to do, and I'm going to keep going down the flavor train, and I'm going to do Modern Masters 2017. I have only a few 2015 Modern Masters left in the inventory. I don't want to crack them out. I've got a plentiful amount of these still, so I want to crack Modern Masters 2017. I'm going to do two things with this. When I crack this, I'm going to Pack 1 Pick 1 in a vacuum, and then I'm going to pretend I'm chaos drafting multiple Modern Masters, and then I'm going to Pack 1 Pick 1 as if I have successfully continued on my Kira Sudden Shock wave, and pretend that I have a bunch of cards that are complementing that based on my last pack. So let's dig into it, shall we? Modern Masters. Hopefully you guys have commented in the previous video, helped me figure out how to make this better, and I encourage you to do the same for this one. So, Modern Masters 2017, let's crack it open. Let's see what happens. And hopefully we'll get some pretty cool values. I mean, there's a lot that can happen in this pack. So, Modern Masters 2017. I love this set. 2015 was one of my favorite, 2013 was one of my favorite of all time, because, I mean, it had swords and stuff. It was cool. 2015 was the most cracked Modern Masters packs here at the cafe. We had regulars that were cracking them like crazy. Fun fact, I have cracked over 30 boxes of Modern Masters across the board, more than that even at this point, for the store's inventory and for my own personal use, and I've never cracked a Tarmogoyf. One of our regulars, Aaron Murch, has cracked probably at this point 3 or 4, maybe 5 boxes of Modern Masters 2015, and has pulled 6 Tarmogoyfs and a foil Tarmogoyf. So he's cracked all my Goyfs. So Pack 1 Pick 1, here we go. All right, so Modern Masters 2017, we've got the Cathari Bomber. So we got some Rakdos power going on here. That's a pretty good pick in general. I mean, yeah, this is great. It's a flying unearth 2/2 for 3. It's going to put me into Rakdos colors, and when I deal damage, I get to create goblins. So it's okay. I mean, if it stayed, it would be good. But I mean, that's definitely not out of the Falconwrath Noble. 2/2. Whenever the noble or another creature dies, target player loses life. You gain a life. I've seen this win many games, especially in EDH and stuff like that, because it's just like an aristocrat's feel. So I'll put that aside, because that's an interesting card. A 2/2 flyer for 4 with the value of gaining life and draining life. That's a pretty good card. So far I've got, and these two kind of synergize if I'm going to play Rakdos. So that's a good combination there. Azorius Guildgate, mana fixing. You can't go wrong with fixing, but I'm not going to play Azorius. If I were in a vacuum, I wouldn't pick this at all as Pack 1 Pick 1. Ground Assault. Ground Assault deals damage to target creature equal to the number of lands you control. Excellent maneuver, or excellent removal if you're playing Gruul. Well, it's okay. Mid-game removal. You got to get a few lands in play for it to be useful. Death Hood Cobra. So a 2/2 for 2 with mana abilities. Death Touch and Reach. Excellent way to stop big creatures from coming in and rocking you. So I'll put that aside. Maybe I'll put that over here. So far, I'm really liking the Rakdos feel in this set. Mortician Beetle. When a player sacrifices a creature, you may put a +1/+1 counter. So I got to go for a sacrifice effect. Put that aside. Druid's Deliverance. Preventing all combat and damage is excellent. It's a fog. That's a whole different subset. I'm going to put that aside. It's probably one of the last picks we're going to get. Rootboard Defenses. If I'm going for a populate deck, tokens and stuff, this is a pretty good bomb. Especially if you can get a few tokens out, like 5/5 worms or something crazy, and then you pop this guy down and make things indestructible. It's an excellent defensive bomb when you're getting swung at. Allows you to do a return. Either way, I'm not picking that as a Pack 1 Pick 1 yet. Ghostly Flicker. Exile 2 artifacts, creatures, and or lands you control, then return those to the battlefield under your control. Not bad. Would be pretty good if it's outside of the vacuum. It would be pretty good with Kira. If you manage to double down on Kira and get rid of her, then I could flicker her and then bring her back, and I've just cost, it's like a 2-for-1, and you still don't get rid of her. Not a bad little combination. Even still, put it aside for now. Scorched Rusalka. Sacrifice creature, Scorched, deals 1 damage to target player. This is in great combination with these guys. So this is an awesome hand right here. I like this. I don't know if that's all going to wheel, but definitely if I start the chain by taking the Falkenrath Noble, odds are this or this. This might even be an early pick for people because it's a 1/1 for 1, starts the curve off and gives you sacrifice effects and does damage. Urban Evolution. Draw 3 cards. You may play an additional land this turn. Great card. Not my pack one pick one though. Azure Mage. Okay, card draw 2/1 for 2. So it's a 2/1 for 2. Not a bad creature. It has a decent effect. Its draw a card ability is awesome because mid-game 4 to draw a card can be the difference between winning and losing. Getting that card draw is important. Moroi. A flying. At the beginning of your upkeep, you lose 1 life. So it's a 4-drop, 4/4 flying vampire. Not ideal for a pack one pick one, but a full 4 flying at 4 means that at least on turn 4, you're dropping something powerful that can fly over and kick some butt. It is going to kill you slowly, but if you're playing, say like a Dimir, like if I'm dropping the Mortician Beetle and the Falkenrath Noble and I've got ways to get life back, this becomes a viable target. And Goblin Guide. Boom. Not only is it a bit of money, I got some other stuff back here, we'll put the Golem token aside. Not only is Goblin Guide a bit of money, but it's a 2/2 1-drop haste that when it attacks, it could potentially give your opponent lands, but that's okay because that's okay. I mean, a 2/2 for 2 haste when it comes down, it's good no matter what you do in a draft format. Plus, it's Value Town. Now, in a vacuum, there's some argument to be made about what it would be, and of course, I got the Gideon Lawkeeper, which is also awesome. A 1-drop 1/1 that can tap target creature. So there's some choices here. There's some choices. I'm gonna rule out the Mortician Beetle and the Death Hood Hydra as a pack one pick one, but I'm definitely seeing, I'm definitely seeing a Rakdos theme, which means even in a proper, even in a proper game, proper draft pod, something of this should come around. So you know what? Again, I think I'm biased toward the rares, but the rare's too bombish. It's too good. Like a 2/2 haste is, if you get it in your starting hand, and a 40 card deck is, it's good odds. If you get it in your starting hand, you're coming out of the gate punching hard. That's in a vacuum. You're just coming to the gate and you're hitting hard. You'll get a couple of turns in with this guy. And worst case scenario is it's going to deal a couple damage, trade with your opponent. It's okay if you give him a land. If not, you get to see what the top card is anyway, so it's Value Town. So revealing the top card gives you an indication as to what they're playing. If you get to go first, you get to deal a lot of damage. So I'm going to pick Goblin Guide. That's in a vacuum. Now, in a non-vacuum, if this was part of my continuing draft procedure, the Goblin Guide's a no-brainer. Because not only am I going to be playing that with Kira, it's going to be harder to remove it. That with Sudden Shock, I can kill your creatures before the Goblin Guide gets a chance to do its damage. I've got the Scorched Rascala that can go with it. Other blue cards in here that work. The Azure Mage is phenomenal because it's a 2/1 that you can't remove, and I can start drawing cards. It'll be harder for you to remove if Kira's in play. Ghostly Flicker saves my Goblin Guard, brings him back in play. I have options. I now have pretty decent options. If I want to splash black, now there's a 3-color in a draft is rough, but at least now there's some real splashability, if that makes sense. I think that's not bad. Now, in a vacuum, if I pick Goblin Guide first, my next pick would immediately be the Falkenrath Noble, in which case I'm hoping that no one else would be in Rakdos, and as my third pick, I'd get around to my Cathari Bomber, and then maybe if the Scorched Rascala hasn't come, I'd go that route, and then eventually the Mortician Beetle, and that would be my row of picking, which is not bad. There's synergy here. I do your damage, I get 2 1/1s, I start sacrificing them, I unearth my Cathari, come back into play, deal 2 damage, get 2 1/1s, start sacrificing them, make my Beetle stronger, drain life, gain life. there's definitely a Sacrifice Aristocrats feel in this deck, which is cool. Now, if I'm going to go non-Rakdos, the Moroi, whatever the hell it's called, is probably a good idea to try out. If I'm in white, which is weird at this stage, I mean, the Gideon Lawkeeper would be my pack one pick one if I'm in white. If I'm in green, the Death Hood Cobra is definitely my pack one pick one if I'm in green. If I'm in Gruul, I'd save the Goblin Assault or the Ground Assault for another round. And if I was extensively in blue, I think I would take the Mage. Or at this point, I'd be splashing. And if I hadn't chosen a splash yet, I would either go... I would go blue-black and bite into Falconwrath Noble, and then pack pick 2 Moroi, pack pick 3, I can Ghostly Flicker, which can save me a little bit in the end, or pack pick 3 Azure Mage, because I want to get my creature count up. At this point, I've got 3 creatures in my supply, and I want to get to 17 to 19 creatures, have a few extras to choose between, and make sure that I've got my curve. So here I've got the 2, 4. If Kira was in there, it'd be 3. And I'm missing my lower curve at this point, but slowly getting it up. Flicker would be 3 if I manage to get that. If I'm splashing with the Beetle, I've got my 1. So there's my curve starting to be built just on this pack alone. Yeah, so in terms of value, the Goblin Guide is immediately a win. I think even that foil's not worth anything. I don't think anything else here has any major value to it. But I don't know if the Goblin Guide is the appropriate EV for this pack or not, but it's definitely great for Burn. It's great for Modern. I've seen it played in Legacy, so that's a good format card. Generally, good pick. I'm happy. I pulled something cool for value, but I also pulled something cool for both my pack one pick one in a vacuum and pack one pick one with the rest of my continuing draft per se. So hopefully you like these videos. If you want to buy some Magic, if you want to engage with the store more, please feel free to look at the information below. Subscribe to the channel. Help me out. Tell me where I'm going wrong on my logic. Tell me what I need to build. If you agree with my pack one pick ones, I want to know. If you disagree, I want to know why. Help me learn. I'm accepting any advice. And thank you guys for watching. Let's go on to the next video. Don't know what I'm going to do yet. Maybe we'll continue on the Masters trend. Maybe we will.